Yo people, it's Dart97 here. Welcome back to another video on this second channel, Dart97 Plays. Now in the last video that I done a few days ago, I said it was a little update video. I'm going to leave the link in the top right corner. I said that I'm just going to be using this channel to just upload whatever I want. I said there is going to be Let's Plays, which there will be Let's Plays coming very soon. I don't know what type of Let's Plays, but Let's Plays will be coming. But there will be some of these one-off videos, like a top 10 list. I'm thinking of doing a top 5 list of open world games, so games like GTA and things like that. I'm gonna do a top 5 list of them. I'm gonna do my favorite top 5 list, but in this video it's going to be my favorite top 10 list racing games of all time. Now all of these games I have played, and I've played it. I've even watched my brothers play it, because I got 2 older brothers. One's 10 years older than me and one's 9 years older than me. So most of these games on this list are old racing games, and every time they came out my brothers would get it, and then I would just play on their PlayStation 2 or on their PS3 or whatever, and I used to just bang it out, just have so much fun on it. So yeah, this is going to be a top 10 list of games that a top 10 list of racing games that I really love, and that I wish some of them will get remastered. But first, before I do that, some honorable mentions. We got Gran Turismo 4, Gran Turismo 6, that's a good game. Forza 3, the third one. Forza Horizon 2, I didn't mind that one, that was good. Test Drive 1, Midnight Club 2, that was a good one. I'm trying to think. Need for Speed Payback, I didn't mind Need for Speed Payback, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, let's get into this video. So at number 10 we have Need for Speed Underground. Now Need for Speed Underground came out in like 2004, and it was one of my favorite. It was the first time I played Need for Speed. My brothers went and got it the day it come out, and he brought it home, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I just got my hands on that game, and I was like, oh my god, this is definitely my favorite game of all time. At that time it was my favorite game, and I thought it was so far ahead of every other game that was out there, and it set trends for the rest of Need for Speeds to come out, for the Crew one nowadays, for other games as well, other Midnight Club and things like that. It set a trend for arcade street racing games, and oh my god, that was my favorite game, definitely. Okay then, so we come up on 9. Number 9 is Juice. It's the first Juice. I never played that much of the second Juice, but this game, when it first came out, I don't even know the year it came out, but when it came out I was banging this out so much. It was a thing again where my brothers went and got it and brought it home, and I was like, oh, this must be a game a bit like Need for Speed. I was always comparing it to the Need for Speed that was out at that time. I cannot remember when this actually came out. Yeah, so I was just banging it out. One thing that I loved about it was the betting and the pink slips, how you had to rate, you could challenge someone for the pink slips, and I loved the car list and the customization in the game. It was so good at that time. I was just banging it out, and yeah, that is number 9. Okay then, so number 8 we have Midnight Club 3. Now the dub edition or the original edition, this was a great game. The customization in the game as well, the music on the game was so good as well, and the events. I loved the special events where you could win a car, or you could win a pink slip of a car or something like that, and the car list. I did not mind the car list, and I loved the dub edition special cars, basically, if you know what I mean. When the dub edition came out, I got the dub edition, and I was just banging out. You get the special dub edition cars, and it was just so fun to play. I liked even the map. I liked everything about Midnight Club 3. Oh my god, I liked it so much. it was one of my favorite games to play at the time it came out. Number 7, Gran Turismo 5. Now for me, Gran Turismo 5 is my favorite Gran Turismo of all time. Now, one, the car list was so massive on that. I think Gran Turismo 6 was bigger than that. I think Gran Turismo 6 had 1,200 cars, something like that. But Gran Turismo 5 for me is set a mark for track-based games. And my favorite thing was the where you could go to the used cars system. And another thing is you could go online with your friends and borrow a car for a certain event. So say if I was playing with friends and they needed a GTR R35, I could just let them borrow my R35 for that event. They win that event with my car, and then they could give it back to me, and we could test each other's cars. That's what I really liked about it. You could test each other's cars and tell each other what you think they should improve on in the car and what you think they have done well with the car. That's what I really loved about it, and no other track-based game that I know of was on that level. No other track-based game. That's why it is number 7. So we come up with number 6, Need for Speed Carbon. Now I think this is such an underrated Need for Speed in terms of the older Need for Speeds, the Most Wanted 2005, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Underground 1. I think Need for Speed Carbon is so underrated compared to them. I think Need for Speed Carbon is right up there with one of the best Need for Speeds. That's why it is at number 6. That's why it's higher than Need for Speed Underground on my list. This game, for me, the story was good. The story was great for me. Maybe not other people, but for me the story was so good. I loved the story in it. I loved the cars, and obviously back then Need for Speed's customization was just so good. So it's not even a thing where it was about the customization for me. I expected that from this game because of the franchise it was, and it delivered with the customization. The car list, I did not mind the car list. I loved the car list, and the story for me, the characters, that's what made me fall in love with it the most. And another thing, them canyon races, them head-to-head canyon races where you would face the boss, them races got me so mad, and it got me to the point where I couldn't complete this game. This is a Need for Speed that I have not completed. Still to this day I haven't got a chance to complete it, and I would love to complete it on this channel. So Need for Speed Carbon is at number 6. Number 5 now, Midnight Club Los Angeles. 10 years since this game come out, and there's not been anything with the customization or the map, the cars. No game that's come out after that has been close to Midnight Club. No game. That's why it's at number 5. You would probably think I should put it higher in my list, but this is my personal list. I love Midnight Club, but the 4 games that's in front of it, there's a big reason why they're in front. Midnight Club, if I could still play that, I would still be playing it. It's just that I don't have my PS3, so I can't still play it. That game is one of my favorite driving games of all time, as you can see on my favorite list. But I mean, the customization just alone just set a trend for me. The customization was just it was just too much. It was just so good with the Lamborghini doors, the interior, everything like that was just so good. And for me, the pink slips, I had so much fun doing them pink slips. Me getting nervous, clammy hands and everything. I had so much fun doing them pink slips and putting your car up for grabs. And for me, the races where you had to find your own route you had to find your own route to get to them checkpoints. That's what I loved about it. It's complete open world with finding your own route. Nowadays games like Need for Speed will have they have barriers and everything for you, or like arrows telling you where to go. I think we need to have this Midnight Club remastered. If this is the game that I could choose out of this whole list to get remastered, this will be it. This and another game that will be it. They will be very close, but Midnight Club LA is number 5 for me, and it's a great game. Number 4. Now, Need for Speed Underground 2. You lot are probably thinking, why isn't this higher in the list? Why isn't this at the top of your list? Because of the customization alone. Now, I don't think there's been any game that has got close to this customization. This customization was ridiculously, oh my god, it was ridiculously too much. This customization was so much. The Lamborghini doors, how you could have them up, you could have them just coming out normally or coming out like a Rolls Royce, and the speakers, how you could customize your boot or your trunk or whatever you call it, wherever you are in America or wherever. Oh my god, the wheels, the bumpers, everything. It was just customization for me. The hydraulics, the neon lights in the engine, on the hood. It was just the customization for me that sold it for me. And now to this day, I say Need for Speed Underground 2 has the best customization in any game. No game has come close to it. Midnight Club is a second, but it's not a close second. And I think just for that game to come out at that time, it was so ahead of its time. It was so ahead of its time. And it was the sequel to Need for Speed Underground. The first one I played so much, and this game just stepped up a level, and I played it so much just to go into the game, just get a car, just customize it, just have fun customizing it. That's what I loved to do, and this gave me everything I wanted in a arcade racing game, and with just the customization. We are getting into the top 3 with number 3. Test Drive Unlimited 2. Now this game, no game has come close to what this game has done since it's come out. I think it came out in 2008. See, 2008 for me was a good year for games. Midnight Club came out. Another Need for Speed came out that I really loved and that you are going to see on this list. It's in the top 2. You could probably guess what it is right now. And Test Drive Unlimited 2. Now I got Test Drive Unlimited 2 late. I got it late. I never got it the day it came out. I got it a couple years later. I just went to the game shop and I was like, what is this game? Let me just get it, try it out. And oh my god, I loved the game. I loved the car list in the game just alone, and I loved the fact that you had to buy a house with garages just to have more cars. I love the fact that you could customize your houses, you could customize your character. And for me, okay, there wasn't enough customization on the cars, but it made up for the 2 big worlds, Hawaii and Ibiza. 2 big worlds where you could just go around online with friends, just driving around, just having fun, just driving around, just chilling on the game. And the head-to-head, the PvP, the club versus club, that's what I really loved, where you could donate to your club to try get your club status up and to try and beat other clubs online. That's what really sold me the game. And in terms of Big Map, the Crew 1 has done it, and the Crew 2 is going to do it with the Big Map with America, where you're just driving around and you just have fun, just driving around and looking at different roads and having different feel. That's what Test Drive Unlimited done for me. Test Drive Unlimited 2 stepped up from Test Drive Unlimited 1. I did play Test Drive Unlimited 1, but I never played it as much as I played TDU 2. TDU 2, one of my favorite games of all time, not just racing games of all time, one of them. And yeah, that's why it is number 3. So you have number 2. The game that missed out on the top spot is Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Not that shit ass game in 2012. Some people like it. If you do like it, then fair enough to you. But for me, it was the 2005 game. Think about it. I am 20 now, and that came out in 2005. That is 13 years ago. Wait, let me get my maths right. Yep, that is 13 years ago. So I was 7. I was 7 when this game came out. And my brothers brought this home. The day it came out, they got it. Went and brought it on the PS2. Back in the day, on the PS2. And I would just sit there watching my brothers just bang out the game. And then when they would come off the game, when they would go out, or when they would go to sleep, I would sneak on the PlayStation 2, because I wasn't allowed to be on it at that time as much. I would sneak on it and go bang out this game so much. I would bang it out so much and just have fun playing this game, because this game was so good. The story alone was the best thing about this game. The story alone. Not to mention the car list. The car list was a very solid car list for that time. Not to mention the events. The events were so good. I liked the time trials, the normal events, like the sprint, the circuit, even the police on this game, where you would drive through the certain things, certain buildings, and they would drop on the police and take the police out. That's what I loved about this game. And of course, the customization. It wasn't as great as Need for Speed Underground 2, but it was still a great game with a great story. And that's why this is number 2. Now we come up to number 1. And some people are wondering, why ain't that number 1? Number 1 is Need for Speed Undercover. And I know some of you are thinking, what the hell? Why is Need for Speed Undercover number 1? Need for Speed Undercover is number 1 because of one simple fact. It is the first ever Need for Speed I completed alone. I completed by myself. I never completed Most Wanted 2005. I still haven't completed it to this day. I know what happens at the end of the game, but I haven't completed it. Need for Speed Carbon, I have not completed. Need for Speed Underground 2, have not completed. Need for Speed Underground 1, I have not completed before Undercover. Need for Speed Undercover, I played it through myself and I completed it. I was so happy to complete it and have the best cars in the game. The car list was so great. We had the Bugatti, the Zonda, the Audi R8, the Porsche Cayman. We had such great cars, and the customization. Okay, it wasn't no Most Wanted 2005, it wasn't no Carbon, it wasn't no Underground 2, but it was still good. It was still good enough for me. They had the wide bodies, they had the normal bumpers and side skirts and everything like that. They might have not had the lights, the neons inside the engine and the trunks and things like that, but they had enough for me. And another thing is the special missions, where for the first crew, Hector and Zach, I think it was, you'd have to steal certain cars and get chased by police, try to lose the police and things like that. And then the second one with Mac and his crew, you would have to steal hypercars, the top range cars, like stealing a Bugatti. I think that was the first time I drove a Bugatti in a driving game, because I had this before TDU, I had this before Midnight Club. I don't think there's Bugatti in Midnight Club. There's Bugatti in TDU, but not in Midnight Club. But this game just set a benchmark for me, and no game has come close to it ever since. No game, not Payback, not 2015, definitely not Rivals, not Hot Pursuit, not Most Wanted 2012, not even The Crew. The Crew was a great game, but the story was stale. The story in Need for Speed Undercover was my personal favorite story. I loved the story, how you had to work your way in the first group, you had to gain their trust, and then you take them down because you are undercover cop. And then the second part of the story, you get in with the biggest crew, in the city, and you take them down eventually. And then it all winds up to be the cop that you're so-called working with. She turns on everybody, gets the money, and then you gotta take her down. That's what I loved about this game. I played this game with me and my friends. We used to go to each other's house just banging out this game. This cat has freaking dropped something on the floor. We used to bang out this game so much. This is why this is my #1 game. It's my #1 game. It might not be some of your #1 games. It might not even be in your top 10. But this is my #1 game. And for the sole reason of, it's the first game I completed. First Need for Speed I've completed by myself. The story, I was so invested in the story. The car list is great car list. The customization is good enough for the car list. It's good enough. And the pink slips, the actors in it, I love the little cutscenes because they was based on real life cutscenes, instead of in-game like cinematic cutscenes. I loved the cutscenes at that time. And that is why Need for Speed Undercover is my favorite racing game of all time. Now, if you do disagree on this list, fair enough, tell me down in the comments down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't want it to be no 21-minute video, but I started rambling on about each and every game. Yeah, make sure to go follow me on Twitch, go follow me on Twitter. Make sure to go subscribe to my main channel where I do sport related videos. Right now I'm in the middle of a PES Become a Legend series, and FIFA 18 World Cup update is coming out very soon. I will be covering that on my main channel. Make sure to go subscribe to that channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel where there will be more lists, more top 10 lists and things like that on my favorite games, or maybe some of your comments. We'll do compilation games of your comments maybe, and let's plays on this channel and other things like that. Anyway, I really hope you did enjoy this video. Again, I didn't mean it to be no 20 minutes, but it is. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.
I see your eyes, yeah, you're cold. The first time you touched me, baby, I froze.